This is Gerald with Mule Shooting Source. Nickname is Mule. You can subscribe, like, share, comment at Mule's Moments, Reality as I See It. I'm going to start a YouTube channel here, and we're going to talk about things that interest myself and my friends. Mainly, we'll do possibly some gun reviews. We'll talk about some of the laws that are coming down and already enacted, and kind of the way I feel about it, and hopefully it's the way you feel about it. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the Protect Illinois Communities Act, or PICA, or PICA, or PICA, however you want to say it. Number one, I have no criminal record. I have no misdemeanors. I have no felonies. I have never had a traffic ticket, never been in an accident. I have a valid FOID card. I have a valid concealed carry license. And I'm also a federal firearms dealer who gets inspected by the ATF, which means I also have to be licensed with the state of Illinois, and I've been inspected by the state of Illinois, and I've got a clean bill of health. Okay, that being said, I'm an honest, law-abiding citizen. Who do you think is going to register their firearms with the state of Illinois? Is it going to be the criminals who are committing the crimes? And what PICA is, or PICA, was formed for, is to Protect Illinois Communities Act. Well, are the criminals going to register their firearms? I'll let you ponder on that for a second. Okay, that's long enough. No, they're not going to register their firearms because chances are they got them illegally anyway. So they're not going to register them. What the state is wanting to do is they're wanting us law-abiding gun owners to register our firearms so they know who's got what. Are we causing the problem? I don't think we are. The problem is not caused by us. The problem is from the criminals. My thoughts are, take the guns away from the criminals first, and if you do that, then come and talk to me about registering my firearms. Honestly, I have no firearms that need to be registered, but I get phone calls daily from people, friends of mine, customers of mine, wanting to know what to do for registering their firearms, how to go about it. A few statistics here. There's 2,412,000 FOID card holders in the state of Illinois. All right, let's discuss that a little bit. I have a FOID card. My wife has a FOID card. We have no guns to register. So the number is kind of fictitious. They're not going to get anywhere close to the number of FOID card holders that are in Illinois. I doubt if they'd ever get to half of that, because the majority of them probably do not own what they consider an assault rifle. An assault is an action, all right? If you assault someone, an AR-15 is not an assault weapon. It's a term that was given to us by the government and put on the media and pull at the heartstrings of everyone in the country after they're used in a shooting. It was not the gun that caused these shootings. It was the person holding the gun. I might be preaching to the choir here, but these things need to be said. They need to be discussed. So, as of right now, I looked, and there is 0.65%, less than 1% of the FOID card holders have registered some kind of a firearm. All right, let's talk about that a minute. What do you have to register? Well, you're supposed to register your AR-15s, and it all stems around semi-automatic. If it's a semi-automatic rifle and it has certain kind of furniture on it, pistol grip, adjustable, maybe collapsible stock, possibly a heat shield around the barrel, that constitutes, in the eyes of the state of Illinois, as an assault weapon. That gun will do the same thing as a Ruger Mini 14, same caliber, and it'll shoot the same bullet, and it will do identically the same thing, but it looks different. It could have a wooden stock, could have a synthetic stock, but it doesn't have a pistol grip, it doesn't have an adjustable stock, there's no heat shield. But it'll do the same thing as an AR-15. It doesn't mean assault rifle 15. The AR came from the first company that manufactured that style of rifle. It was the Armalite company. AR stands for Armalite Rifle 15. So it's just like if you take tissues that you blow your nose with, we all call them Kleenex. They're not all Kleenex. Kleenex is a brand. Most of us buy the cheaper brand. We don't buy Kleenex, but the saying caught on. All right, hand me a Kleenex. Hand me a Kleenex. Oh, I got to go to the store and get some Kleenex. You're getting facial tissues. It's just like the AR-15. There are numerous companies out there now that make an AR-15, but it's under their brand name. But it's just a classification now to be called an AR-15. Okay, so if it's a semi-automatic rifle, it can only hold a capacity of 10 rounds in the magazine. All right, what about handguns? Do you need to register your handguns? Well, if your handgun is a semi-automatic and it has a magazine capacity over 15 rounds, then it needs to be registered. Okay, now I get numerous calls every day. How do I register my gun? Well, here's how you register your gun. If you've got a FOID card, 90% of you or more had to go online, or someone had to go online for you and get you a user ID and a password. Okay, once you get that, that needs to be saved, because that is how you access your account in the future to do a couple of things: to renew your FOID card, to renew or apply for a concealed carry license, or to register your mean, nasty AR-15s. All right, if you do not have that, you still are going to have to get on your account. Okay, whether you know your user ID or password, that's beside the point. You still have an account with the state police if you have a FOID card. There's a record there. All right. If you lost your user ID and password, do not go on the site and try to guess and figure out what it is. Go over to the right into about the middle of the page. There will be a box there that says register new user. Click on that and just take your time, follow all the prompts on the pages, fill in all the blanks, cross all the I's, and dot all the T's. Okay? Once you get there, you will get to your dashboard. Your dashboard at the top has all of your information on it: your name, your address, your email address, all that. Right at the bottom of that section at the top of the page is a place you can click. It shows register weapons, accessories, or ammunition. All right, you click on that. When you click on that, the state automatically knows, since you were on your dashboard, that that is under your account. You're going to register under all the information that is on the top of the page. Okay. So once you do that, you go on there, you register, you can print it out. There is, I think, what they call an endorsement you can print out to show that you have registered your firearm. All right. As you can plainly see, not very many people are registering their firearms. I am a firm believer in law enforcement. I was a deputy sheriff many years ago. I'm president of the Macoupin Montgomery County Crime Stoppers. So I am probably 100% backing law enforcement. So, which means I know a lot of law enforcement people out there. I talk to a lot of them. I talk to state's attorneys. I talk to sheriffs. I talk to chiefs. None of them, including the troopers that are state police, none of them are going to or want to come to your house and take your guns. All right? They don't want that. Out of the 102 counties in the state of Illinois, 90 of those counties have said they are not going to prosecute any of these new gun laws. So what does that tell you? Where are they going to take you to court to charge you with not registering your gun? All right. What it says now so far is that if you didn't register your gun, you get caught with it, it is a misdemeanor. All right. Misdemeanors aren't that terribly bad, but nobody wants a criminal record. I understand that. The second time you would get caught and don't have the gun registered, then it is a felony. That gets a little more serious. And with a felony, you probably can no longer have a FOID card, and I know you cannot have a concealed carry license. I am a concealed carry instructor. I have been since day one, since 2013 when it started. I try to stay on top of the laws and what's going on. Okay, let's say you decide to register. If you register, you're fine. You don't have to worry. I am not going to sit here and tell you don't register your guns or make sure and register your guns. This is a personal choice that you have to make yourself. Don't let anybody tell you, yes, you have to do it. No, you don't have to do it. Okay. So as a licensed firearms dealer, I cannot buy, sell, or transfer any guns that are on the list of the ones that need to be registered. All right. So if you have an AR-15 and you have a family member in another state, you can let them take that gun with them, transfer that gun to them possibly, and hold it for you in another state. Since I can't sell those guns, I've actually had people who thought they would go around the end on this this law and go over into Missouri and purchase a firearm and bring it back. No, if you purchase one in Missouri, that gun better stay in Missouri because you live in Illinois. They won't sell you one if they're a legitimate dealer because they know what Illinois is going through now with this crazy law that's out there. All right, so again, I can't tell you what to do, what not to do as far as registration goes. Well, here are a few of the things you can do, okay? You can wait and not register. There are lawsuits that are pending in the courts. There's already been lawsuits filed. If you can remember, at the end of May into the first part of April, there's what they called Freedom Week. It was 6 days when a judge in Southern Illinois overturned Mr. Pritzker's new PICA law. Well, then conveniently, another judge up around Chicago I don't want to make this too political, but he put the law back where it was. So the law stands. The first part of January, they are supposed to come up with another lawsuit that could overturn this. No one knows, whatever. So you can wait. Take that chance. I'm not saying that's what you need to do. I'm just saying that's a possibility. Okay. You can go through an FFL like myself and transfer that gun to someone from out of state, whether it be a cousin, a brother, an aunt, a buddy, a friend. Transfer it to them. They can hold on to it for you. The law changes, transfer it back. Okay? Now, there's another possibility out there. Let's say that the Supreme Court of the United States strikes down the law, then you can bring it home. Okay? If it does not strike down the law, you can never legally bring that gun back to Illinois. All right? That's pretty simple. The law changes, you can bring the gun back. The law doesn't change, bye-bye AR-15. It's got to stay there. Okay. All right. Last choice you have is number 4, is not registering the gun, in the hopes that the Supreme Court of the United States decides to overturn this law. All right. You could suffer the consequences if you are caught with that gun and it is unregistered. You could actually face prosecution and possibly imprisonment. Okay, so again, this is your choice. You do what you want to do. I'm not going to say, oh, hurry up and register. I'm not going to say, don't register, blah, blah, blah. Is this a violation of the Constitution? Absolutely. Is the FOID card a violation of the Constitution? Yes, I agree with that also. Why does Illinois have to have a card so we can buy a firearm? There's only 3 or 4 other states that have something similar to our FOID card, but they don't call it a FOID card. It's an actual card that says they are allowed to buy firearms. That's what we have, okay? Granted, $1 a year is not going to hurt anybody, but it's the idea of most of the other states, the majority of the other states, do a background check with your driver's license. Your name, your date of birth, your driver's license number. They can bring up your criminal record. If you got a criminal record, you don't get to buy the gun. It's pretty simple. Same thing the FOID is doing, but we have to pay for that privilege. When we apply for a FOID card, they do a background check to make sure that we can legally own firearms. Then what happens when you go to a dealer to buy a gun? You got it. You have to go through another background check to see if you can still purchase that firearm or purchase ammunition. So you're getting a background check to get another background check. Okay, so that's kind of that in a nutshell as far as the Protect Illinois Communities Act. Just briefly here, I've gone to numerous meetings that the state police have had. Again, I'm 100% pro law enforcement. Went to some of them meetings that they've had, and it was a waste of my time going there. I just went to one a month and a half ago, probably, up in Springfield, to discuss what the PICA Act was saying. Clarification is what we were looking for. I did not get on the docket to speak, so I couldn't say anything. But I sat there and listened to people that did get on the schedule to speak. You had 5 minutes, and no questions were answered. I was a little bit upset when they called the meeting to order. There was state police employees up there. They didn't even introduce themselves, who they were. One of them just welcomed everyone. Then another one started to talk. And then I don't know what happened from there, except people started asking questions, and They had a gal there on a computer, and she would talk to the main gal running the meeting and would say, you need to refer to Article 6, Paragraph 3, and that's where it discusses this. We don't understand what that means. Put it in layman terms where we can understand it. They never answered any questions. Again, it was a joke. It was a dog and pony show. What it was they can say, well, we had these open meetings. You could have come and asked any questions you wanted, but hardly any people showed up. There was maybe 50 there at the meeting in Springfield from all over the place. I met up with a friend up there, and we sat next to each other. It was a waste of our time driving there, waste of our time going to the meeting. It's typical bureaucracy, I guess you would say, if I pronounce that correct. They were trying to save face, I guess, make it look good, put a feather in their hat, I don't know, whatever things else I could say. But they can always say, well, we had these open meetings and not a whole lot of people showed up, so you must not be too concerned about it. Yeah, we're concerned, but we just know that it's a waste of time going up there. Okay, I've been talking long enough. This is my first video. If I can figure out how to use this thing, I'm going to start posting on YouTube. I need you to like, share, follow, comment, whatever on this. You will go under Mule's Moments, MULE'(S), Moments, Reality as I See It. There is another Mule's Moments out there. A high school kid was doing football games, but that's been years ago. So hopefully YouTube will accept Mule's Moments, Reality as I See It, and there'll be more of these videos to come. Again, remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell the people you don't like. All right? Again, and if you don't like the videos I'm doing, in that corner up there, or maybe up there, there's an X. You can always click off of it. But give it a listen. See what you think. All right. Be safe. Mule's Moments. Reality as I See It.